There has never been a deal where I haven't learned something, whether it be from the buyer and what they've done to their house to make it better, whether it's from a lawyer and how a wording of a clause might be better.
I'm Maud Léger, and this is the Realtors Conspiracy podcast, where we crack the code to real estate success. Learn from top realtors, entrepreneurs, and innovators about how to grow your business as we discuss real estate success stories, mindset, processes, motivations, and the key to their success. Check out our podcast episodes every Monday to crack the code to success for your real estate business. This week, I'm speaking with Maga from CM Realty Group at LePage. Mark attributes his success as a realtor to treating every transaction as a unique transaction and learning from them. For him, growth is all about marketing, keeping in touch with your database, continual learning, and educating your clients. Let's get to my chat with Mark. Hi Mark, thanks for joining us on the episode today. Tell us, what is the key to your success?
The key to my success is treating real estate as my business, always trying to learn with everything I do, and maintaining good relationships and marketing the database.
Amazing. And then tell us about your background, who you are.
So my background is, grown up and went to school in Hamilton, Ontario. I was teaching, a high school teacher, got into real estate 10 years ago. Strong background, spent most of my life playing sports, mostly basketball throughout the city, and built a lot of relationships through sports. So, I mean, for me, when I think about like my real estate and where it started, I started as an investor. I bought a few student homes at Mac, and in the process of doing that, I've always had a love for real estate. I've always loved homes and design and that sort of thing. But when I got into looking at, purchasing investment properties, I really found the joy in viewing the homes, looking at it, analyzing it, negotiating, and all of that. So after a few, I was like, I might as well try to get my real estate license. So I went and did that. And for the first little bit, I really dealt a lot with investors. I mean, that was what I was comfortable. That was what I knew. And it really started out with friends, and it wasn't really meant to be anything big. It was just kind of something to complement investing. I'd be able to not have to bug another realtor all the time with questions and all that, and feeling like the normal buyer.
Yeah.
But then as I started to talk to other people and they started to hear what I was doing, then they said, oh, well, I'm looking for an investment property. So, and it just kind of grew from there. And then you do your open houses, and back when open houses were more of a thing.
Yeah.
And then it grew out of there, strictly just from referrals is how I kind of went with my business. And then my circle of influence, just with my friends, and then growing up playing sports.
Yeah.
So just through that.
Always good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what was a defining moment for you where you were like, yeah, I can actually do that. Like, this is going to be my thing.
Well, yeah, the funny thing is, I remember just thinking, it was just a random person came into, I was listing some condominiums in Waterdown.
Okay.
I was helping out another agent, and it was just, they came in and we discussed it. And then he started to use me as an agent. And I was like, okay, maybe, it's tough. You always think you're good at something, or you can do something. And when you see other people kind of put their faith in you, then you're like, oh, okay, maybe I can do it.
Yeah.
And then I started to look at it more seriously, and then started to try to, work for some clients and do some different things, get into more just residential family home type stuff. And then it's just grown from there.
Just grown. That's amazing. What quality do you have that makes you a good realtor, according to you?
I think a lot of it, problem solving.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is solving problems. You have a buyer, you have a seller, and just kind of figuring out a way to get them together so they both feel like they are getting what they want out of a deal. So I would say problem solving. Attention to details in terms of analyzing things. I look at the numbers. I know it's a business. I know for a lot of people that it's going to be the biggest investment in their lifetime.
Yeah.
So I really try to look at the numbers and take the emotion out of it, and just kind of and use those to fuel the deal or the process.
That's going to help with when people are very emotional, for you to bring them back to, no, this is it. This is what we like.
Because ultimately, houses are great, but there's lots of houses out there, and you want to make sure you're on the buyer side, you're getting it at a good price or a deal or even a market value, not overpaying. And then as a seller too, you want to make sure that, you're not too emotional in the sale price. You're not too emotional in the sale process too, because a lot of feelings get hurt inadvertently throughout the process. So you really, try to take the emotion out of it and make the deal, make both sides see the deal.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What strategy did you implement in your business to succeed so far?
Well, through talking with, a lot of people in my life who've run businesses, it's always about referrals. Referrals is the number one driver for most businesses. So I just try to treat my clients well, try to make them feel like they're getting full service from me. And when I'm with them, they have my attention, I'm present in everything and working for them. And it's grown from there.
Yeah. How do you leverage your listings once you have a listing? How do you work on it?
So, I mean, the number one thing with listings is you want to make sure that as many eyes get on them as possible. So we try to use all streams. We try to use our social media. We use our contacts in the marketplace if we, we're always looking for buyers or interested buyers. So we send out our listings right to them. So we have try to create a database of people who are constantly looking. And just making sure it gets out to agents and buyers alike in all different areas. One thing too is, you want to kind of create a story behind the listing. If you can create a story behind the listing and you can convey that story to other people, to buyers, then it becomes a little bit more enticing. It might catch their eye, and they might take that extra look where that might be enough to get them through the door.
Nice. Yeah. And then you went on and created a brand for yourself as a new agent, and then it's your own logo and it's your own style. Why did you do that?
Well, I partnered up with Claudio. So CM Realty is Realty Group. We partnered up, and Claudio and I, we just started originally just helping each other out just because we both worked at the same office. We had a few listings, so it just kind of worked out. Yeah. And then as we worked together, we found we had a lot of the same values. In terms of business, in terms of the way we treat clients and how we treat listings. So we thought maybe to create two are stronger than one sort of thing and come together and try to create a unique brand where we can try to sell ourselves to potential clients.
And it really stands out, so it works out.
Yeah, we hope so. We've been getting good feedback. So yeah, we're happy right now.
Nice. What would be 3 actions that you do or that every realtor should be doing?
I think one is actively marketing. I mean, I think especially in the market now, as a realtor, you cannot sit back. Deals are not just going to jump onto your lap. So you have to actively market, you have to actively prospect. And I think you have to actively make a conscious effort to try to learn the market. And I mean, that might not be reading the headlines, but get out and talk to buyers, get out, talk to other professionals, mortgage agents, lawyers, anybody in your circle that has a little aspect of the real estate market. And they'll tell you what they're seeing. And then you take all of that. And then you're, I think, more equipped to handle the market. And I think your clients are going to be a little bit more confident, especially in a tougher market.
Being educated, you're able to educate your buyers, your sellers, and walk them through the process. Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And I think too, like every deal is different, just like every single client is different. And there has never been a deal where I haven't learned something, whether it be from the buyer and what they've done to their house to make it better, whether it's from a lawyer and how a wording of a clause might be better, or if it's an inspector or something. So, or a mortgage agent, a different way to get a deal done. So I think you have to, as an agent, always be learning and never feel that you know everything, because you don't.
Yeah, true. Very, very true. I speak with agents that are 20, 30 years in the business and they keep learning.
Every deal I can go back and reflect and be like, okay, that's a lesson learned, or I'm going to add that to what I do, or even from other agents, and you see how they handle stuff. You're like, oh, okay, that works. And then you try it.
Yeah. You've been through different markets because you've been in business for many years. So you've seen the current market, previous ones. And so what would be something you're going to implement this year to make sure you're successful?
Well, I think this year I'm going to spend more time working on my marketing, working on my database, working on my referrals, making sure that my clients and past clients know that I'm there. I'm I'm there they can give a call if they need some advice or just have an idea. Just kind of reassure all my relationships are in good standing, and people understand I'm there if they need to move forward with anything.
This is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. Tell us, where do we find you?
You can find me on all the social medias: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at CM Realty Group is the handle, and on my website as well.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing your story today.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining. Subscribe to our podcast, Realtors Conspiracy, today.